This one tip changed my sound effect editing forever, and it helped speed up my video production by a huge amount. Hey everyone, Alec here, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to use music and sound effects to improve your YouTube videos, because with the right sound effects and the right music, you can turn a mundane piece of content into a dynamic and engaging YouTube video. And before we continue any further, as well as listening to all the really valuable tips I'm going to be giving you, make sure you pay attention to how I use the sound effects and music in this video, because this video is full of great real-world examples, and for fun, I might just overdo it, just so you get the point. And just like Gary Vee says,
watch what I'm doing, not what I'm saying.
But do actually listen to what I say as well, because I am going to be giving you some really great tips. And at the end of this video, I'm going to be giving you a tip that has forever changed the way that I edit videos, and it's helped me speed up my video editing workflow. And before we get stuck into the nitty-gritty tips that are going to take your videos to the next level, you need to understand why you should use music and sound effects in your YouTube videos. First of all, it increases the production value, and improving the production value of a video is a great thing to do to improve watch time on YouTube, which leads to growth on YouTube. It also helps create emotional responses from your viewers. The tone and the volume of your video's background music and sound effects can create an emotional response that the viewers wouldn't have necessarily had otherwise. Sound effects can also enhance the video and provide more context and information about what's happening on screen. So for an example, when text appears on the screen, add a pop so the viewers know that something appeared. And when I was talking about this computer being too hot, I added a burning sound effect. And probably the best reason, and one of the most important reasons to us YouTubers out there, it makes our videos more dynamic, which then leads to improving the audience retention of our videos. On a previous video I actually made about sound effects, I made sure to put a lot of different sound effects during the intro to prove my point. And we can see that just by doing this, my video's audience retention was at 64% at the 30-second mark, which is above the typical average for our channel. And for the rest of the video, where I didn't put as much effort into the sound effects and music, as you can see, it slowly dips off below average. Now, if we look at the relative audience retention, as you can see, it's way higher compared to usual for the first half of the video. And then for the second half of the video, where there's a lack of sound effects, it's a lot lower than usual. The audience retention analytics have really helped me understand that making a video more dynamic and engaging with sound effects is key to growth on YouTube. So let's go ahead and add some sound effects together. And now you might be thinking,
wait, but I don't have any sound effects.
Well, here's where you can find some sound effects and music for free for your videos. So there are many websites out there that provide sound effects and music for free, and there are also some websites that are subscription based. Some of the free websites include freesound.org, freemusicarchive.org, soundjade.com, and of course YouTube's Sound Library, which has a limited choice, but it's a great start for beginners. And you can also find some free to use sound effects or music on YouTube during a search if you click on features and select Creative Commons under features. And by the way, for all sound effects and music that are under the Creative Commons license, you need to ensure that you attribute the original creator. And now for some of the paid sources. First of all, we've got soundsnap.com. We have Production Crate, which I've used in the past, but it's got a very limited choice when it comes to sound effects. Then we've got Epidemic Sound, we've got Artlist, we've got Splice. Then of course, we've got Storyblocks, which actually has a huge library of music and sound effects, and it's the platform we currently use here at Veed for our channel. And honestly, just search through Google and you'll find tons of different places to get audio effects for your videos. So now that you know where to get sound effects, let's get to the fun part. How to add background music to your video the right way. Background music is an integral part of a video. It can help set the tone for the video, establish a location, or provide the audience with a sense of suspense. An underappreciated aspect of background music is that it has an emotional effect on people. The right music can make the viewers feel happy or sad, because music evokes emotions in people, and the best way to get someone to enjoy your video is to make them feel something. So let's see the effect that music can have on a video. First of all, here's a clip of Becca without any background music.
Upload videos of up to 15 seconds long, sort of like a newer, longer version of Vine, if you're old enough to remember what Vine is, that is. They then extended video uploads to 60 seconds.
It's good, but we could make it a little better. I've chosen a couple of tracks from YouTube's audio library just to show you that you can't just add any music as background music. Here's a quick example of that.
Upload videos of up to 15 seconds long, sort of like a newer, longer version of Vine.
As you can see, it just doesn't work. But if we add this calmer music,
15 seconds long, sort of like a newer, longer version of Vine, if you're old enough to remember what Vine is, that is. They then extended video uploads to 60 seconds.
It works and makes the video even more watchable. The key here is to find music that suits your style of video and to not make the background music too loud, distracting the viewers from the actual content. And while having music is a great way to add a feel to your video, something a lot of people don't know and that works great is that you can also remove music at certain points during the video to add an emphasis on a specific moment. So let's see what happens if we take that same clip of Becca and stop the music at the same time of the joke.
Upload videos of up to 15 seconds long, sort of like a newer, longer version of Vine, if you're old enough to remember what Vine is, that is. They then extended video uploads to 60 seconds.
As you can see, it adds a comedic effect and it makes the joke stand out even more. Silence is an underestimated tool when it comes to content creation. And so now that you know how to add music, let's get to my favorite part, how to add sound effects to your videos. The right sound effects can take your video to the next level, and adding sound effects isn't as complicated as you might think. The first step is to find the areas within your video where a sound effect would be fitting. I like to call them sound effect cues. It's where you would expect to hear a sound effect because something happens on screen. We can't just place our sound effects anywhere because it wouldn't make sense. It has to go with the flow of the video. And it doesn't matter if we place a sound effect in the wrong place to begin with, because with the magic of video editing, we can always just move it to a different point within the video or get rid of it entirely if we don't think it fits. So now for an example, here you can see we have a segment of a YouTube video and I'm going to play it back without any sound effects. And that is how to add music to your Instagram posts. If you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, we would really appreciate it if you hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. Thanks for watching. As you can see, it's good, but it feels a little bit empty, like something's missing from it. Let's just change that. We're going to find the sound effect cues first. So here, as you can see, we have this text that appears on screen. We've got this transition and then also the call to action to subscribe. So these are three different sound effect cues. At the time of the text appearing on screen, we're going to add a pop. At the time of the transition, we're going to add a swoosh sound. And then at the time of the call to action, we're going to add a mouse click. How to add music to your Instagram posts. If you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, we would really appreciate it if you hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. Thanks for watching. And the reason I think that sound effects work so well for audience retention is that if someone's eyes are to move away from the video, if they happen to look at the recommended section or they're looking at the comments, if they hear a noise, if they hear a pop, they have to assume that something has happened in your video. So they are very likely to scroll back up and see what that is because they don't want to miss out on any information. And this is why sound effects help keep people engaged. So that is how to add sound effects to your video. Make sure you find the right cues and just try out a bunch of different sounds. But let's say you have a lot of the same transitions throughout your video. Adding the same sound effect can get very repetitive. So this is where the special sound effect bonus tip that changed my video editing is going to come in. This tip changed my video editing forever. And so when it comes to making YouTube videos, there's often a lot of pop-ups and transitions throughout the video, meaning that we often need to reuse the same sound effect. But the problem with this is that it can get very repetitive, very fast. See what I mean? So let's say we have a simple swoosh sound effect for a transition. One way to counter the effect being too repetitive would be to find multiple different swooshes, but that's time consuming because first you have to find them and then you have to make sure that you alternate between all of your different swoosh sound effects throughout your video. But one day I found this great idea, and instead of having multiple sound effects, just use the same one and adjust its playback speed. When you adjust the playback speed, the audio pitch of that sound effect changes, making the swoosh sound different. You can even get creative and start to reverse these swoosh effects and just add different audio effects to that sound effect, and that will make it different and dynamic. This tip avoids you having a repetitive sound, makes your videos more dynamic, and saves you a lot of time. So go ahead and try that out and let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And that is how to add sound effects and music to your YouTube videos. Any questions about sound effects, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.